Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the A to B podcast. This is part 2 of unknown amount of series that we're gonna have with Drew Edwards. He is a retired Master Gunnery Sergeant of 28 years in the military. Part 1 we just got done doing, and literally we were just joking about this because we haven't even gone past the 1900s in his career. He joined in 1996 from Indiana. He went to MCRD San Diego. We talked a little bit about his career. We also have a lot of philosophical conversations in that podcast. Highly encourage that you guys see it. I promise you that you guys might learn a thing or two. So, Drew, welcome back.
Thank you.
We are back for part 2. Now that you are full blown in the Marine Corps, how was your first enlistment like?
I went to Okie. So we got I was open contract. So I didn't find out till after MCT. We had, during that first time, you go, MCT was 21 days straight. And after MCT, I think we got 1 weekend off. And after MCT, they got us all together. Most people already had their MOSs. They already knew what school they were going to. I didn't find out till I think a day before we graduated. It's like, hey, you're going to be 06 as you were, 2512, which was a field wireman. And I'm like, what's that doing? The instructor looks at the telephone poles and like, you see that right there, the wires? That's you. I was like, all right. Cool beans. Go to 29 Palms. The next day, we get there at night. So we get to the barracks. And for all those, I think we've all been at 29 Palms, but for those who haven't been, at night, 29 Palms is, if you look from the barracks at the schoolhouse out, all you see is lights. These little lights. I mean, it's a lot of lights. And me and my buddy was like, oh man, it's gonna be on, man. That's the city out there, dog. It's gonna be tight. When we get out, man, they out there. It's gonna be like, yeah, they out there. The sun rose and the whole city disappeared. There's nothing but desert. I was like, it's gotta be out there somewhere, and it wasn't.
Did you ever find it?
Yeah.
I was going to ask that. Did you ever find
Not
it?
there. It's not there to this very day. I don't think they've built one building in that town since 19.
Well, they have a nice casino now there.
Yeah,
they have like a casino.
Yeah,
there.
they do have a casino out there. We rode out there during the comp chief course. But so yeah, I was in 29 Palms. I got in a lot of fights during school. This is what we did. But we got in fist fights. We fought a lot. The tankers, because tanks is out there. Got a lot, just a knucklehead. Because I was still, though I was, I had started sipping the Kool-Aid, I still had knucklehead ways, right?
Yeah.
I remember walking past this tanker, and we were leaving the chow hall, going up, and they were coming down, and it was like, move, boy.
What?
Yeah, move, boy. And my homeboy, Roseberry, was like, Roseberry, who was just at my retirement, right? This is, the end of 30 years ago, right? Mm-hmm. But Roseberry, he was the guy that always instigated all the fights. Wow. And he was like, hey, Edwards, you hear that dude just called you a boy? And I was the dude that I was like, who called me? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Which one? Next thing you know, we, fighting on the stairs between at Tank Shaw. So we still got in a lot of trouble. I'm still doing knucklehead stuff. I went to my first Thanksgiving in the Marine Corps. This was in 1996. My first Thanksgiving was in Compton, California. And this is back when Compton was Compton, right? And so my buddy Rogers was, God bless his soul, he passed away. Rogers was like, hey, Edwards, hey, cuz, I'm going to take you back home with me, cuz. You're going to come with me. You're going to love it. And I did not love Compton. Because I'm from Gary. And in your mind, no hood is harder than your hood, However, it's still not your hood. You know what I'm saying? So there are no songs. The only song about Gary, Indiana, is Michael Jackson singing about he going back to Indiana. There's a lot of songs at that time about Compton, and so, but it was, it turned out to be a good experience. It was, but at the time, this is a wild night. After that, I got orders in December for Okinawa. I wanted to go East Coast, and it was like, yes, you are going
very far east.
Very far.
You know what I'm saying? So I went to Okinawa, and I loved it.
Back then, they didn't have the restrictions that they have now.
Half the restrictions they have now is because
of the because
it's because of us.
Gotcha.
The lockdown when I left Oki in 2000. So I stayed there my whole first enlistment. When I left Okinawa, they had just started the initial lockdown by 2000. I think two. There was a card, and you had the card system.
Yeah. Gold card, red card.
Did you come home at all? Like leave?
I did. I came home one time. I got my first marriage. I married a girl in the Air Force.
In Oki.
Kadena.
Wow, Kadena.
So I was a man because none of us was getting Air Force girls. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody had a Japanese girlfriend. But I was like, yeah, man, I got an Air Force girl, man. I can go to the banging tree. Back then, you could, if you were a Marine, you couldn't get into the banging tree unless you were a staff sergeant.
Right.
He's not saying banging tree. It's the banging tree.
The banging tree. I'm sorry. Yeah.
It's a club. It's a club. It's a club.
Establishment.
It's an establishment.
Yeah.
An appropriate one.
Yeah.
For the ones that never been stationed in Okinawa.
So, but that was in the beginning. By my second year in Oki, no one wanted to go to the banging tree. Everybody wanted to go to the Eagle Globe and Anchor, which was on Foster. They built up. Now this is back when on-base clubs were a thing.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
They were popping.
They were popping. So we call it the Globe or the hook and jab, because once again there was going to be fights. You were going to fight. When we talked about people grouping up, Cam Hansen, Cam Foster, Kinzer. These are different bases out there, and it's like, man, them Kinzer boys over there. It's like, well, let's fight.
Now, I do have a question for you. So, from that era, do you still have friends that are either still in the Marine Corps or like retired?
I have one.
Only one. Okay.
My boy, Lieutenant Commander, Commander Clark.
Okay, he's in the
So
Navy.
he got out of the Marine Corps as a corporal.
Okay.
He did a couple other jobs, finished school. I think he was flying. He was doing oil rig stuff, and they were flying him from shore to the rig. And he was talking to the pilot, and the pilot's like, yeah, I'm in the Navy, man. Just do this, part-time, or I'm a Navy reservist. He's like, oh, you officer? Like, yeah. He's like, you should try it. So he went and tried out. He wanted to be a pilot. There's like, nah, but you can be supply. And he was like, all right. And so he's a supply officer in the Navy.
Got you. Okay. The reason why I asked, right, is because, the sergeant majors and the Master Gunnery Sergeants that are now, they went through those times. And then why do you think it is that Master Gun Sergeant Majors nowadays act like that didn't happen? What happens now, which now it gets more highlighted because of social media, in my opinion. But why do they act like what happens now didn't happen back in their day?
What do you mean? Just like weird mischief type stuff?
No, yeah, like I'm talking about like the fights, and because think about it, you're saying this, and if I'm understanding you, if I'm not understanding you correctly, like let me know, right? Fights.
Yep.
In 29 Palms.
Oh, yeah.
Fights in Okinawa.
Oh, yeah.
How many of those times do you actually get hemmed up by like somebody either in your chain of command or PMO or things like that?
Well, PMO, if the fights happen at the hook and jab, PMO would be out there. That's how they train for riots. Okay. I'm not lying.
I believe you.
It'd be 20, and if I'm lying, I'm dying. It'd be about, 10 to 20 cop cars every Friday and Saturday night. They'd be out there waiting for you to get out there, making sure, see if you stumble to your car. And if you stumble to a car and drove off, got them. If there was a fight, got them, right? They're the same. It's crazy because sometimes the same dude you was fighting will be in formation with you that Monday. This is what it was. It was
Yeah.
fighting.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, think about it. Now that alone, just one, not multiple one,
Right.
but just one can be a career ender.
So this is the advent. So culture can drive technology. Can drive culture. Culture can drive technology. We all have a cell phone in our pocket, which you could put you have a pretty large following, man. You could say something right now that could go viral and it'd be around the world.
Yeah.
Right. The kind of stuff that we used to get in trouble for and do. For example, I was, 2016, 15, 16, I'm in Spain doing a crisis response, Africa, the craft mission. And had a devil dog kick over a motorcycle while he's out in town. Kicked the and it hit two little mopeds, And somebody videotaped it. That's showing my age. They didn't videotape it. They recorded it, right? They didn't videotape, right? But they recorded it, right? He comes back. That happened at like 01. He's back in his barracks by 03. By 08, his gunny's knocking on his door. We need to talk. Because that person posted. It went to Instagram. The Marine doing it. Some Spanish person saw it. And they hashtag Marine. That went on high. There was somebody at headquarters Marine Corps was like, hey, we need to get in front of this. And now that's a call from the chief of staff, right, at headquarters Marine Corps to a MEF or a PAC commander, right, or LANT, Morph or LANT commander. Hey, Jim, what do you guys got going out there with your Marine? Okay, I got it. To the MEF commander. Hey, Bill, what the hell? Down to the division commander, Chris. Down to the MEF
These are
commander.
fictional names.
And now you're talking to the special purpose MAGTAB commander. Hey, Colonel. This all happened in a matter of hours. So the Marine makes him, now everything is put on blast. We are doing nothing new. There's nothing new under the sun, right? The Bible even says that. There's nothing new under the sun. It's just the sun shining a lot more places now. And everybody's getting to see what's happening under the sun.
Now, let me ask you this though. Let's say, because I'm the type of guy that I'm okay as long as things are constant, right?
Right.
So from what I'm understanding is back then it was harder to get in trouble, but was the punishment the same if you were to get caught? That's my biggest. That's where for me the rubber meets the road for me right there.
So getting in fights, one or two, getting in a fight, you weren't. Unless I didn't see anybody get NJP for fighting amongst the same rank. I didn't. As a matter, I had a sergeant at the time, Sergeant Shivers. I was a Lance Corporal, and the guy I fought was a Lance Corporal. Me and this guy always talking shit to one another. Where the sergeant said, "Hey, you two, come here. We're at JWTC, Camp Gonzalez, jungle warfare training." He says, "Hey, y'all two, come here." We went to the tree line. He said, and he brought his sergeant. So his sergeant, my sergeant, and us two. He's like, y'all go ahead. So y'all can shut up. After it's done here, we done talking about it. I'm gonna be honest. His name's Lance Corporal King. We was in boot camp together. I didn't like him from boot camp.
Oh, geez.
And I didn't like
Like
his ass.
same platoon?
Same platoon. He was a drop to us. Hated King. I'm like, if you're out there right now, King, I still hate you. Right?
What company was this?
This was Fox Company, 2006. Platoon 2006. I don't like you. But I respect you because you beat the brakes off my ass out there in that jungle.
Really?
Oh, he beat the brakes. Man, he won. You won, King. You won the fight. But I bet your life bad right now. I know your life is real bad. Because everything you was doing was just, your life's bad. And I'm glad.
Okay, so and the reason why I'm saying that, and this is where I wanna shed a little bit of light, right? Leaders like you know, went through that type of generation thing, that type of cultural thing, right?
Right.
Where I have a gripe is like, specifically with enlisted, I'm talking about specifically sergeant majors, master guns, and all that stuff. It's like that commander might not necessarily been part of that. Because, you know, I guess two separate worlds.
It is definitely two separate worlds.
And again, you can correct me, but two separate worlds. My point is, like, man, you have a master guns out there right now in the United States Marine Corps, or a sergeant major right now that went through very similar shit, and instead of going through to the CEO like, sir, you know, like, damn, like, young Marine, blah blah, whatever, instead of advocating, not necessarily taking it easy on the Marine, that's not what I'm saying, but it's like, damn, you know, let's be real. We were there once as well. Now that sergeant major's going like, fucking burn them.
So there are very few. I've been like the over 25 years in the Marine Corps Club is getting thinner and thinner. Right.
Well, yeah, just by doing the math.
Right, and in the sergeant majors, they're getting younger.
I think I get what you. I get what you're saying.
So a lot of these sergeants major haven't experienced that. If they are over 25 and they're 30-year sergeants major, they're not talking about NJPs. Mm-hmm. They're at the MSc level.
Okay, I see what
right?
you're saying.
They got 2 or 3 stars under their belt.
They haven't even been at the battalion for 7 years.
Right.
Let alone the company.
Right. So now these guys, the first sergeants, are post-war. Right? They're post-Iraq. You got first sergeants that never went to Iraq. And that's nothing. That's nothing wrong with that. They were first sergeants. They didn't go to Vietnam when I was there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they didn't experience that. They came into a corps. There are leaders that came in when social media was a thing.
You have first sergeants who, joined the Marine Corps after Instagram was created.
Right. So there's a whole different culture.
Yeah.
And
that's why I say that. Like, I joined in '98.
Yeah, but
you didn't have YouTube.
There was no YouTube.
There was no social media.
They're still part of that
Nobody
conversation.
had cell phones.
Because like he said, they might not be handing down the punishment, but they're still making that phone call.
Right.
Because, you know, like you said, like in the issue that happened in Spain, it's like from Bill to Chris to,
but the onus is still, here's the deal. The onus is still on, because you gotta realize that conversation goes all the way down. There is a sergeant major involved in those Bill to Chris conversations.
Yeah.
Now, and there is no 0699 Master Guns hierarchy, right?
Yeah.
If the MEF,
that's not what I heard.
The MEF right? MEF com chief call me, or the division com chief call me, and be like, "What the fuck, bro?" I'm be like, "What? What do you want, doc?" Hey, no, I'm not giving up that gear. Or I'm giving up that gear. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll call you back. Sergeants major ain't doing that. The division sergeant major called battalion sergeant major or regimental sergeant major ain't no like, I'm gonna call you back, bro. It's, what do you need, sergeant major? Mm-hmm. It's just what it is. That's the nature of their.
It's worse than that. It's like, dude, I remember getting called to the division sergeant major. You literally stop everything.
Yeah.
Everything stops. Bring your regimental sergeant major.
Yep.
Right? So then I'm there at parade rest, right? You know, and my regimental sergeant major is getting yelled at. Make sure you tell Barry to write this down and do it. And I'm like, I want to be like, I'm right here.
Yeah.
But I'm in the room.
That's a part. So you got to understand, by the time it's reached down to the battalion, and here's the thing, let's not forget, these are people.
Sure.
These are people who have put their time in. You know what I'm saying? You a sergeant major. You've done almost everything, right? You made a couple mistakes, but you clawed your way to part of the top, to your battalion sergeant major. So you're at the bottom of the top, right? You crawled your way there.
No.
Yes. And so you done fought to get here, and now you got Devil Dog fuck up, right? He ain't a fuck up, but he done fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all coming down from on high because he done some stuff. And now if it was something, if he had got caught by his first sergeant and came to you, all right, this is what we're gonna do, big dog. I know what happened. Now I'm about to shoot it up. Hey, I got a guy did this, this is how I handled it, right? But it's coming from on high, right? This decision could be determined if battalion sergeant major as far as you go.
Yeah.
Because you've got this kid, a 19-year-old who has now put your career in jeopardy. If you like, oh, he was just joshing around, we got him, and it's come from on high.
Well, then there's a lot of factors that come together at the same time, right? So culturally, how did guys come up?
Right.
Maybe they were a part of an MOS or a field or a whatever or a base or a station.
Right.
And that was, hey, dog, yeah, underage drinking, you're just getting fried.
Right.
And then you got this guy over here, he's like, what?
Underage drinking, yep.
Me personally, I never NJP'd a Marine. Not that I had NJP authority, but we didn't NJP any Marines for fighting. Same rank, none of that. And even a lot of times, different ranks.
Right.
Because what would happen, what would happen a lot of times? You'd have NCOs come in there, this Marine disrespected me or punched me. And then I'm asking the questions. Okay, well, do you guys tell me what happened? Well, he called me this, that, and the third. Okay, well, if somebody said that to you, what would you do? I'd punch him. Okay, now, here's what we're going to do. Either both of you guys are getting NJP'd or nobody's getting NJP'd. You get the hell out.
Right.
We good? Thank you. And then that's how I would brief it. But not everybody's like that.
That's true.
So here's another factor. You have senior leaders. They get tired of certain things, man. Yeah. They get tired of their phone ringing. Dude, this has to stop. It's got to stop at some point. And then Barry's the example. We're making an example out of him. This has got to end. We got to stop it. We're going to fry him in the pan like bacon. And then, so does the time period necessarily play a factor? Yeah, because like you said, social media, phone. Dude, that's one of the things I end most of my videos with. If it's something that was recorded, stop recording and posting. Because y'all don't realize how much you escalate it by pulling this out and going like this and then tagging not in regs. You just escalated it to this level that's like, you didn't keep it in the platoon, dog.
At all.
Not even close. So now, that's where time plays a factor, I feel, because it's the technology. Yep. The technology is there, right? Dude, you'll have something, that thing you were talking about in Spain, that probably made 6 laps around the globe.
Around the globe.
And then you're like, oh, dude, I can't even help you now,
I can't help you.
I can't even help you now, bro.
Well, I want to get, again, I think great conversation because we're gonna give some real depth to the conversation, specifically with the experiences that both of you guys have had. But right now, I want the wisdom, but I want you to put yourself in the shoes of Lance Corporal, and Sergeant Edwards. Right. Okay, so you were in Okinawa until 2000. What rank were you?
I left there corporal.
Corporal. Okay, what was your second duty station?
So I got out. So I'm a retread.
Oh,
so I got out in 2000. I was out for maybe 8 months.
Okay.
I came back here, processed out, and I moved to Arkansas with my now ex-wife. And a whole bunch of stuff happened. Some Air Force dude, wife.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Guys, whoa.
Almost got locked up again fighting at the E Club.
Because she stayed in the Air Force.
Yeah, she stayed in.
Okay, gotcha.
So as damn comm Marines, you can't take them nowhere.
Definitely about to fight the dude, right? Mm-hmm. The guy who came and got me was a recruiter. He was a master sergeant. He ran a station. He was something. It was weird, right? But he worked with Arkansas Air Base as well. And he the PMO, the MPs or SPs knew I was ex-Marine. They called him. he came and got me to take me home. And he was like, dude, what are you doing, man? I'm like, I'm just doing what I gotta do, blah, blah, blah. What, you know. He's like, man, what was your RE code? I'm like, I mean, I could have re-enlisted. I just didn't want to. At the time, I had blonde hair or auburn red hair, right? It was dyed auburn red. I had my earrings in. And
you dyed your hair auburn red?
when I got out.
Where did that come from? Were you like in a Dennis Rodman phase?
That's how it was back in the
Yeah,
day.
when
though.
I got
Dennis
out.
Rodman. I mean, the Bulls were NBA champs in '96.
I had 360 waves. I had a little Kevin Federline bullshit little thing come down here to a point.
Wow.
I was like, I worked for Comcast Cable, man. I was out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was like any other corporal
Yeah,
that gets out like the Marine Corps, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, dude, you need to get back in. Like, what are you doing out here? You want to live in Arkansas? Because you're not about to be with your wife. You and your wife are about to split up, man. I'm like, no, man, for the Marine Corps. And a snowstorm, an ice storm happened in Little Rock, Arkansas, where I was living. And I was working the ice storm, putting the cable system back together, right? Because, you know, that was when all the cable lines were above ground. When they freeze, it cracks, so we had to, you know, put the system back up all over the city. They let us take our trucks home. I left my truck running. Went to some chick's house, right? Woke up, the keys were gone out the truck.
Right.
Come to find out, the cops pulled up, took the keys. They called Comcast like, hey, we got the keys to your truck. Me and my buddy called Comcast lying, like, the truck won't start, right? We get to Comcast, they're like, you guys can go home for the day. What happened to the truck? Oh, it wouldn't start. Yeah, got it. You can go home for the day. They called me, was like, you're fired. The cops gave us the keys. You lied. You was lying to us. I was like, all right, my bad. And I immediately called that Master Sergeant. Was like, can I still join up? He's like, yep. So my next duty station was Camp Lejeune.
Okay. So, and again, did that give you a different perspective on, did that give you a different perspective of what to expect out of your second enlistment? Or did you just went like, okay, well, now I know what I got to do?
Yeah, I knew the drill. You know what I'm saying? But I was an NCO already. I knew the drill. However, I was going from 7th Com Battalion to, this is artillery. I'm going to Romeo Battery 510, right? This is division. It's the Follow Me division at that.
Yeah. 2nd Marine Division for those of you who don't know.
Yeah.
2nd Marines. Camp Lejeune, which is a whole nother animal. This is not, this is the Marine Corps. Both Lejeune are all, Oki, Lejeune, and
Camp
Pendleton are all the Marine Corps, but it's a different Marine Corps over there. And it took some getting used to. But yeah, I went in knowing, hey, I'm an NCO, gotta do the right thing. This is 2000, early 2001, and I came in with a different perspective, but this is a different view of the Marine Corps, one I had never seen before.
Got you. And obviously you're a sergeant at this point, or you pick up, you're a corporal.
I'm still a corporal.
Because they reset, they let you keep your rank, but they reset your time and grade. Okay.
Yeah.
So how long did it take you to pick up sergeant?
Good Lord. That was 2001. I came back in. I pinned on sergeant 2003.
Okay, so 3 years later.
Yeah.
During that, obviously 9/11 happened.
Yep.
You go from a peacetime, which you just joined, in the
Yep.
peacetime, to going to a wartime. How was that for you? How was your mindset during that time?
We got, the whole country. It wasn't when we went to Iraq. We had a year, or not a year, but a year and some change to kind of build up the fervor for it, right? 9/11 happened in 2001, and the spin up to us going to Iraq was a slow draw, but we were all kind of Like something's about to happen. My Master Sergeant would come in, Master Sergeant Johnny Williams, be like, gentlemen, get it together. You better get your minds together. Something's about to happen. He was saying that for like 6 months. Every safety brief, I'm like, yeah, right. We ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Right? We joined them. We were about to be a part of the MU, the 24th MU. And we were doing the workups for the MU while the country was kind of, the Congress was talking, everybody talking. MU commander comes out. It's like, hey, you are no longer, we had a big formation. You're no longer BLT or, 1st Battalion, 2nd Marines. At this time, I was with 1-2. You are now BLT 1-2. You are now part of the 24th MU. Got it. Bet. So me and my boy Purdue sitting next to each other. I'm like, yeah, I told you we weren't going to Iraq, man. We good. I go get comm gear from the shop. And we got to take it over to the MU. So Master Sergeant was like, take this over there, this, and take that switchboard, go over there, take it to the MU right now, to their comm shop. Yep. So I go over to the MU comm shop with the BLT comm gear, and they're like, hey, we can't take your gear. I'm like, you're wild. Master Sergeant Johnny Williams said, you taking this gear, I'm not coming back. And I was a sergeant at the time. Like, I'm not coming back without this gear. Or with gets gear in my hands. Like, no, you need to take your gear back to the shop right now. Their Master Sergeant comes out, tells me to take my gear back. So I'm like, all right, get back to the shop. And this is the same day. They tearing everything off the wall. Like, what's going on? We going to Iraq, dog. Wait, man, you said we're part of the MU. That's what you had said. Like, no, we going to Iraq. Is that not? It's not with the MU? Nah, MU's over with.
That's same day.
Same day.
Wow.
Tearing stuff off the wall, boom, boom. And I don't think there's very few Marines today that knows what it's like to pack your shop into trucks, drive them to the boat, and put them on a boat, and you get on the boat, and you go float to war. The whole base emptied out.
Wow.
I mean, there was the division was gone. The division just picked up and got on boats and floated. And so we, and it was weird, man. Everybody's listening to the BBC. Well, like, it was like some shit we saw on fucking TV. We all listened down in the berthing, trying to listen to the BBC to see if we're going to Iraq. We listened to, then the UN inspectors are in there, like, hey, they ain't found the weapons of mass destruction. I'm sitting in my rack. Like, it doesn't matter. Well, you got
to remember, it was, September 11, 2001 is when the Twin Towers fall. The invasion in Iraq didn't even happen until early 2003.
It required that, I picked up Sergeant 02. It required a lot of cajoling for the country, at the end of the day, we wanted to go to Iraq.
Yeah.
We wanted to get in Iraq. The people who make decisions like we need to get in Iraq, this is our way in. Get us to Iraq. Figure out, well, were the terrorists, they was Iraqi, right? No, they were some Saudis. Shh, don't tell nobody that. We got to go to Iraq. Right? Somebody was from Iraq. No. We got money from there. Nah, we don't got nothing. But we wanted to get there. This is what it was. And also I was telling my boys, I'm like, it don't matter. Y'all up here worried about I said, once this is $1 million a ship to get through the Suez Canal. It's $1 million a boat. So we go through the Suez Canal, we going to play.
Yeah, but I guess my point is, like, it wasn't like September 12th, we just ran to Iraq and we were shooting the place up. It wasn't like that. There was a lot of time that had passed.
It's a lot of time to me and you, regular folks. But to the people who make decisions, it wasn't a lot of time. They didn't have enough time to come up with the intel wasn't there. It just wasn't there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't there. Damn, Saddam was like, man, y'all, why y'all tripping? Like, I thought we was cool. Like, nah, we're not cool. We don't like you no more. We're going to get your ass, right? We come to get you, man. But why don't you get them? Get them over there. What about Iran? Yeah, they got more stuff. So it would take longer to beat their ass. So we want to beat your ass. Sorry. And we're going to get you. And we did.
It's good that, because I was reminiscing on that yesterday on the way to the podcast to see where was it that we really wanted to talk about September 11th. Again, guys, we are recording September 11th, 2024. And I was thinking about that. I was thinking about, but it really didn't have anything to do. That's why I haven't brought it up yet, because it really didn't have anything to do. But I was like, man, how does the people like you and Barry that went to that war, lost friends? Because a lot of people always think about today, but they don't see the ripple effect of all the military people that died, of all the service members that died following that event in country.
Yeah.
Friends, family members. And I look at it as like, man, how do you guys really feel looking at it 20 years later when we left, Afghanistan, which that was the last part of that war, and be like, man, was it worth it?
I don't even look at it like that.
I don't think about it. I don't think we have the luxury as Marines, as warriors, and I say that as we're warriors because we participated in that thing. The whole big thing is, are you a combat vet? If it's weird.
Oh my god,
this is weird.
Dude, that
weird.
went viral.
I won't even deal with that. I'm good. I got a car if I got to explain myself, but I shouldn't have to, because it takes more than the sling lead to make a war happen. Way more. That's like the last part of it, right? In any case, at my retirement, I was talking to some guys that I fought with. There were guys there that we were in country together, and like, we're part of history, man. Regardless of what we said, we joined, volunteered, and we did a thing, and we said, hey, I want to be a U.S. Marine, and I'm gonna go where you send me, because I'm a man, I'm an adult. I signed on this piece of paper and said, I'm going to do this thing. Mm-hmm. Now, if it was on some bullshit, right? If it was on some trumped up charges, right? Which a lot of times it just is. This is weird shit. It's rich people trying to do rich people's things, and we get caught up in it. Mm-hmm. But that's on you. That's between you and your maker and the souls of the people that you may be responsible for, right? We said we're gonna go do a thing because listen, you did with this one, you're lying, but we rose our hand and said, hey, we're gonna do a thing, and we did it, and we experienced something that not everyone in America, only 1% of the population gets to experience. Not even that. It's like less than 1% join.
Yeah. Less
than that experience combat.
Yeah, but I guess my question is, not only was it worth it as a nation, mm-hmm. but did we do the people that lost lives justice by the way that it ended? Because it's okay if we would have committed to actually finishing the mission, let's say whatever it was, and terrorism.
Okay.
Which I don't think it will ever be possible, because again, it goes back to the ideology: is how do you kill an idea? But did a service or justice to the people that lost their lives during this war, and the way that it ended? The way that it started, because you said it was like, man, we don't really need to be there, but that's the excuse that we were.
I don't like the way you're framing it.
Okay, go ahead.
My thing is this: you do it for the homies, man. I didn't do it for the United States. I didn't do it for the flag. I did it for people I really knew.
Right.
For people that were really there. For people that I really, cared about them. You really meet this guy's mom and this guy's brother, right. And you're there for this guy's promotion. Like, they're like your real friends, And so that's what it always was, just for me personally. That wasn't like an idea or ideology that I preach to anybody, right. Anytime, anywhere. That's just me. And, I think a lot of guys and gals out there could probably, at the end of the day, relate to that. But you control the controllables. And so the way that we pulled out of Afghanistan, I have no control over that. I got no, you influence your slice of the pie.
Right.
I influence my slice. You got your slice. And if it's outside of that, you may not like it.
I get what you're saying. I guess, yes, we have no control. I agree with you with that, right? And I agree with you as well. We signed, we raised our right hand to support and defend. I got that, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time,
I don't like the Afghanistan withdrawal. If that's what you're getting at, I hated it. I didn't like it. I don't know what could have made it better, but whatever it was, I didn't like it. It was a bad look.
Yeah,
it was a bad look, and money gets involved, like you said. People get weird because to be real, there are things that we could do a hell of a lot better of a job at eradicating, but we don't. And there's a bunch of reasons that come together to some of it is popularity,
right?
Yeah, but that goes.
Look at politicians and how much they change. They just be changing just based on what do people want. Well, I mean, that's what it is.
So, two things. I kind of feel like a politician needs to change based upon what you want. You're representing the people.
Yeah.
So you don't get to represent you and tell me what you want. The people tell the politician what they want. That's how it's supposed to be, but that's not what ends up happening. That's number one. Number two, the pullout. Okay. First of all, pullout was jacked up. I agree. All right. War is messy. We have this. We're worried. Okay, the pullout where 12 Marines. I was there in Bahrain when those guys. I saw the guys leave. I was on the mule.
Really?
I saw the guy. I talked to some of the guys before they left for that task force. Right. Mm-hmm. I was there on NSA Bahrain or NSA 1 when like, what happened? Why is everybody like, such and such got killed? Just got killed. So we were receiving some of those.
I was in
refugees.
PSAP.
Yeah. Okay.
I was in PSAP. Yeah.
So I was receiving some of those refugees at Issa Air Base. However, war's messy, man. Y'all forget we were floating back from Vietnam, dumping gear into the ocean.
Oh yeah.
Right, like, can't leave us here. We got ran out of Vietnam. We ran. Do you understand?
Yeah, of course.
We ran, right? We took that.
A lot of people compare Vietnam, what happened in Afghanistan, to
Vietnam.
Vietnam.
This is what we did. What happens is you give a laser light show in 1991, right? And we start thinking that that's what war is. 1991, when we went into Kuwait, because he went into Kuwait, and you gave a 91-hour, was it 91? 90? Yeah, it was a 91-hour.
They call it the 100-hour.
Yeah. Laser light show, and America's like, okay, that's how we do it now, right? Then we've been doing precision bombing, and this is and that, and we have all this, everything of the future, and people start thinking that that's what war is. And then the American people get spoiled. We get spoiled. Commanders get spoiled. Commanders don't want to make decisions unless they have this full operational essay, right? Mm-hmm. Let me remove all the risk out of the situation. And then 12 Marines get killed. And everybody's like, oh. And I'm not taking anything away from their lives. What I'm saying is, it gets messy.
Was it 13 service members, I think?
13.
Well, there was one corpsman.
It was a corpsman.
There was one soldier as well, correct?
Right.
Yeah, it was one soldier. And then there were some from the MU, and then there were some from the SP MACTAP. The majority of the ones that died, though, were from the SP MACTAP.
SP MACTAP, yeah. So 501, excuse me.
It's a tragic situation.
It was tragic, and
it was from 2-1.
I do not want to take away from the lives lost. I just hate when it gets politicized, and I think that's what happens a lot. Is that we become this people that try to find, if it's. I'm gonna tell you this.
Yeah.
If it was botched, somebody need to get fired.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
We politicize it because of tech, like you said, social media.
Right.
I mean, dog, we didn't have you. Where did you get current events back in the days?
We got it
You
from the
had to
newspaper.
get it from the newspaper.
You got newspaper or Ted Koppel.
You did not have your phone where you could just,
And
eccentrically
give different point of
scroll
views.
Right.
like a
Yeah.
French ruler
Yeah.
through your newsfeed. You
Yeah,
didn't have that.
unfiltered news.
And we're just taking it in, right? So that's
Right.
one is technology, but two, every single thing is a tit for tat.
Right.
Well, this guy did this and he's Republican, and that guy did that and he's a Democrat.
Right.
Well, you didn't say nothing about that guy and he didn't say nothing about. To me, I'm just like, look, dog, if it's jacked up, it was jacked up.
If it was
He may have
up,
jacked it up too, but at the same time, if he jacked it up,
it was on your watch.
we can only move forward.
How do you? So there needs for an Afghanistan, for a move out of Afghanistan, there needs to be an inquiry. Who fucked it up? What do we do about the fuck up? And how do we make the next one better?
How do we make the next one better? That's what I care
and
about.
that's what needs to get presented.
That's what we should care about.
And that's what's presented to the people.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now this is open kimono.
Sure.
Everybody can see it.
sure.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of,
Yeah.
well, Trump made the deal and
Yeah.
like, okay.
Accountability and move forward.
Okay, this is where we messed up as a nation, because at the end of the deal, or at the end of the day, we got to take that on the chin as a nation.
Yeah.
But nobody wants to peel that onion back too much, because then you're going to be like, well, why was we there in the first place?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
How long were we?
Yo, how long were we there? How
What-
many?
how much money
It all
was
boils
on-
down for money. Yeah, exactly.
How much money was spent? What did we do? Trillions of dollars. So now that's an investment. Now the American people, and what happens is when you start saying stuff like that, the American people get on one accord at any given time and just say, yeah, I know you think this and I think that, but I know you don't
It
think
starts to look shady when they make monetary comparisons. They're like, this amount of money that was spent in Afghanistan for
Right.
like 3 months could have bought every homeless person in America a house. And you're like, wow.
Right.
Damn.
So now if we got on, now the people gonna start asking the people, and that's all of us.
Because then you
We're
really
all-
start feeling like, well, you really don't care about us.
Right. Now the people gonna want to know what how many wars have we won in the last 3 decades? Now people want to know that. Marine Corps is like, we don't win wars, we win battles. Holler at the Army about that.
Mm-hmm.
You send us in to win battles, right? Now you can't win no war tying the Army's hand behind his back,
Yeah.
right? And so now you start asking these questions. The American people are going to want to start hearing accountability, and you don't want that. So they sweep that stuff under the rug. I personally believe that there should have been a congressional inquiry.
Yep.
I don't care who did it. Now I think half the people in Congress are all
Guilty.
freaking show people, and they just run their sucks up there. But having somebody say, okay, what went wrong? Here's who's accountable. Mr. President, what are you gonna do about it? Hey, I'm coming in front of people. Well, I don't know. I still got some time. I can't say everything. But hey, I'm coming in front of people, right? This is where I messed up. This is what we're doing. This general has been relieved or not, whatever, censured. I don't know.
I think it needs to be somebody in the Department of State. That's a reality. That's where and I've said it plenty of times in the podcast. That's where the real failure was at.
I hate to say it, but I almost don't even care because it's like I've lost so much faith. You see all these freaking hearings on Capitol Hill on C-SPAN, and I'm
But they
like,
don't
here's
do
another hearing where nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah, nothing's gonna happen.
I can come
because
up there
the
and
person
just
that they're
lie, dude.
interviewing cannot answer a goddamn fucking question.
It doesn't matter
Right.
what the question is, who it is, what it's about, what it's for. I won't answer the question. I will lie. You're not gonna do anything.
Right.
Thank you for the publicity. And I'm just sitting back like, what are we? Come on, dude.
Those congressional
I'm a
hearings.
regular guy, just Long Beach, California. What's the purpose over here?
I think that that lends to the disillusionment that a lot of people in America have, which is everything. Where hence why to me that's why that is what is Donald Trump's allure, and I'm not trying to go there with, but
But you did.
But his
you know
allure
what
is-
you did.
his allure is that, hey, I'm not like, I'm just I was born with billions in my family. You know what I'm saying? And my dad gave me $400 million, but I went to a school, Wharton School of Business, blah, blah, blah. But I'm a regular guy. And I'm going to prove to you I'm a regular guy because I'm just going to say regular guy shit. Right? Yeah. And so that is an appeal to the everyman, right? He appeals to the everyman. And he's like, and when he's just, the way he talks is like, that's what we need. We need a guy to just.
He got crushed in the debate last night, though.
There was a debate?
Homie got crushed.
Time out. I gotta do this with Barry. I already know Barry. I gotta do this with Barry because Barry will take things high and to the right.
He got crushed, dog.
I always like to crush Barry with numbers. Okay. And again, if you guys want to follow this numbers, you guys are more than welcome to go to Ramos_Capital. I always do polls on my posts and I always do polls on my story. Just so that way I can prove
polls.
Just so that way
he was never an exotic dancer.
That's why I can. So that way I can tell Barry. So as of right now, the poll has been live for 18 hours. These are the stats as of right now. I asked who won the debate. That was literally the question. Okay, I got 64 votes, 57% that Trump won the debate. I got 15 votes.
People lie, dog.
That is 13%. That is 13%. Barry, I don't appreciate you calling my followers liars.
I'm sorry, guys.
13% says 15 votes that Harris won, and 29%, 33 votes that they didn't watch the debate.
Yeah,
that's alarming. That to me is the most alarming number. Besides anything,
why would it be alarming? Do you hear what he just said? He just said he's like, what does it matter? That is what the majority of Americans are feeling. They're disillusioned.
Yeah.
Now I will say that your poll, I mean, what is your sampling method?
What do you mean my sampling method?
With the demographic?
Yeah,
what's the demographic?
My demographic is just
the
most
followers.
No, just the most awesome type of American that there is
so
out
your
there.
Followers,
the ones that click that follow button.
I'd imagine nothing wrong with this, but your followers are probably right leaning. Most likely, I've watched your content. If they're following you, I'll follow you because
I'm 1,000% right.
Yeah,
but,
I know,
dog. I wanted Trump to win, but I was like, bro,
I like your hats. That's why I followed you. So what I'm saying is, you can't use your sample.
Understood. Even though I do lean to the Republican Party.
I don't think you lean. I think you lay down.
I think okay. But
there's nothing wrong with that.
But with that being said, I agree with you. It's not. I don't hide that fact.
Right.
But the thing is that I still because of my presence in social media, I try to leave my biases out of it. That's why I went to Oceanside the other day and I did a poll to the average American that's mostly Democratic, and I didn't try to lay my political bias in there.
Do you think you're the ones who answered your poll did the same work that you did to lay their biases to the side as they answered that?
No, but that's what I wish. That's what I wish. Because regardless of what I lay, it's like you said at the beginning of the podcast, right? The reason why I have these views is because of the way that the things that I've experienced in my life. Which I've experienced. And that's regardless of I don't think, and I hope that the only people that follow me or follow me in the future are not just Republican. I like when people that follow me.
Great, man. God, man. You should run for office because you have a lot of wishful thinking. Right now, in the culture that we have in our society, we have the ability to go. I can go somewhere online and get in this silo and never hear anything from either side.
True.
If I don't want to. And everything, because it is uncomfortable. It is uncomfortable to hear something that may be true that negates your inner narrative.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but even still,
that's on both sides.
You're right, though, and I get all this stuff in my feed, but I'm gonna call a spade, dog. I'll be like, dog, that ain't true, dog. You just said something, and I know you're Republican, whatever, but you just said something that was literally like, you know what I mean?
What you talking about? You talking about Trump?
It doesn't even matter. It's just I'm talking about people that say things because Tony Robbins talks about this. 90% of people believe things based on slogans, taglines, headlines.
It is.
They don't even need to do the research. They go.
It's science.
They'll go. The Bible's not true because I heard this guy say this thing, or whatever it is, right?
Right.
And that's what people do with almost everything, right? And but dude, last night I was like, I wanted Trump to do good. But he just didn't. He got drugged.
No,
when it came to women's reproductive rights,
happened to you,
that
Barry.
fool he couldn't have got more drug, dog.
I'm gonna tell you what happened to you, Barry, because this is what happened to you. You don't know it yet, but I'm letting you know this is what happened to you. What happened to you was that you saw the first debate in between Trump and Biden. It wasn't even a debate. It was just a landslide. It was just a landslide.
Yeah.
And you were thinking that the same thing was going to happen with Kamala. And that's not what happened. He was very well prepared. And then now you're like, now what happens is you are going like, I'm pointing at you. I'm sorry, Major. Last time
I pointed your ass. You should have beat.
So what happened was you were like, damn, your expectations, because you're a Trump follower and believer, was that Trump was going to win by a landslide, and he didn't. He didn't.
Well, like I said, I call balls and strikes. Kamala, first of all, number one, I could tell a little bit of nervousness out there in the opening statement, but she had Trump frustrated, flustered, and reactive. And she stood there cool.
He was on his back heels the whole time.
He was, and she was laughing and smiling.
But she's trained. Here's the problem. All right, everybody's like, she had an earpiece and I saw it. Shut up. Well, all she had is answers before. There's no need. They're going to talk about the same. They're going to talk about 5 different things. They're going to talk about the border, economics. Abortion. They're going to talk about abortion. Right?
I said this on social media the other day.
And foreign policy and race. They're going to bring that up. So they train. So hey, Kamala, here's 10 questions on this. 10, and they go over and over and over.
No, and historically, it's so easy. Like now that if you study Trump, it was so easy to go against that. The reason for it is because he's always pointing the finger. He's always like, they want to take away your weapons. They want you to die. And it was like with the part that I think that she did extremely well was when she said like, listen, like it's time to stop pointing fingers. Like stop for us to start going back.
It's time to turn the page.
Time to turn the page. Exactly.
I was like, ooh.
But here's the deal. Look, man.
That was like from Obama school.
That's what I'm saying.
If Trump let me work for him, man, I could get him. I get him right. I can get him right. But he don't.
Hey, recently retired, out of the military. Donald Trump and his team.
Brothers. I want none of the brothers know I'm working for you. But I'm expensive, man. I'm real expensive. But the fact is, he doesn't listen. He doesn't listen. So hold up, Barry.
Yeah.
There are many people around him saying, do not get flustered. Say these things. Say these things. Yeah. Right? I know you think everybody was in his prep room like, yeah, just do what you want, bro. No. And he went out there and there are egghead nerds that are working for her like, well, you should say this. At 3 minutes and 15 seconds, you will say this. We believe it. And she's like, okay. And he went, and when he said crowd sizes, she went on crowd sizes. There are things that are demonstrable. She pulling crowds right now, man. Mm-hmm. And it's not because she's awesome. It's because she's not Biden. Mm-hmm. And she's a fresh. And people are really sad. People are tired of hearing how bad America is right now. Mm-hmm. The massive amounts of people are just like, okay, man, we're over that thing. Yeah. And that's where he's losing the thing. Yeah. He needs to come back with it like, look, man, this is what I want to do. They're so bad they're going to kill the socialists. It's going to be a Venezuela. Blah, 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 blah.
I took it like he took a lot of things personal, which I get.
Stop doing that.
He went into react in defensive mode. If it was me, I would have been like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but here's what I want to do for the American people.
Yeah, exactly.
You know not just here's what I want to do for the Americans. Here's what I want to do for the American people. Here's how I'm going to do it. I know I don't have a lot of time to say this. I can't give you a whole economic plan in a minute and 30 seconds that you're giving me. This is what I want to do for the American people. This is what what would win for Trump? this is what I did wrong last time. This is where I got it wrong. But the fact is, he will never say it. And that is a character flaw.
Yeah.
If he would say, hey, this is where I got it wrong. What? Trump admitted fault?
He got drugged last night, dude.
I'm telling you, man, a whole bunch of people would be like, well, okay. And let me tell you something. I got to tell you something, Barry. I know we got to go, man. Your man that gave us the clock about 5 times. Listen, and I got to go, man, because it's almost about to be time for about to be traffic on 15.
Well, he's got to watch Days of Our Lives.
Yeah, actually, I just don't want. I want to live a day of my life and not be on the 15 for 40 hours. But so this is, if in fact that is a character flaw for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, oh, you know, Trump's racist, Trump's racist. That's why you go. Look, man, I'm a realist. I don't believe that you can reach the heights of presidency, of the president of the United States of America. You can move through Congress and the Senate like Joe Biden did and do any of those things. Look, this is America. Love it. Yeah. But you can't go in there like, I love blacks. It's not going to happen. People are like, great, good job. You can stay at school board. You're not coming up here. You're not coming up here. You could be like, hey, I'm cool with everybody. Look, if you look at Clinton, he was the first black president. I don't know how. He played the saxophone on Arsenio Hall show and all the brothers was like, yeah, we love him, right? Okay, that's weird. But he locked up.
Actually, I remember that.
He locked up a lot of brothers. He was the one. He was the one that pushed the crime bill.
He did.
Yeah, he was a 3 strikes guy.
Yep.
Back then, you could not be a Democrat and have any authority and be soft on crime or viewed as soft on crime. It just wasn't a thing. That's when Democrats was Democrating, but really Republicaning. This is what it was. All right? You could not go in there and be like, I'm soft on crime. And sorry, but soft on crime back then meant soft on blacks. Because during that time, urban crime was synonymous with black and brown people. This is what it was. All right. So I know that to find somebody there's not one person in that power structure that's like, love me some blacks. It doesn't exist.
Okay, but you got to lock it in. Who is going to win?
I know it.
Who is going to win? Lock it in, man.
Jesus is going to win every time because he is the one. He's going to win, baby. I can tell you. Look, you're not going to have me lock it in. Not this episode. In the next one, for you got to pay me. Listen, I can't lock. I'm not that guy. But what I will say is, if Kamala is, I'll be messing the name up too. I don't want to say it wrong. And then if the vice president wins, all right, if Kamala wins, there will be issues. I do believe that there will be issues. That there is a big part of the country that has taken on a parasocial relationship with the former president, in which he has become a part of their identity, and I think that's dangerous. We don't do kings here. At the end of the day, he only gets one more term anyway. So then what do you do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I worry about that. I knew that there was going to be a January 6th. I was training for the MEU. We was at Rut, and we pulled into Yuma, and and the operations chief was like, all going to hell in DC right now. I'm like, what happened? He's like, they're taking over the cap. I was like, all right. Because this is what happens when you build when you attach yourself to people. I attach myself to an idea, and I don't really care. Here's the deal. I need a president who I can hold accountable.
Yeah.
Right? We need a president who can be held accountable. One who can, and a group around him which can be held accountable. Same thing with her. They talk about blacks need to leave the Democratic plantation. I hear that all the time. The plantation or not, both are plantations if that's the case. No. One's one, one's the other. Don't play me, play lotto. You got a better chance of winning. What I'd rather do is whoever gets voted in, I'm holding you accountable. How do I hold you accountable? What I'm gonna do? Write you a letter? No. Who gave you money? Who gave you money? What company wanted you there? Oh, really? Walmart wanted you there? Roger that. Oh, you're not giving us what we want? We're not going to Walmart for a quarter. We're not going to Walmart for a quarter. You're going to take it in there. You're going to take it. You're going to take it in your pockets. Going to get hit. Oh, who else? SunTrust? AT&T? Right? Your donors is who I'm hitting. You, hey, what I'm going to say to you? Write your letter. Oh, me, I hate you. Kamala. Don't say that. I didn't mean that. I didn't say that. I'm just saying I was, right, just in case the FBI's after me. I'm still trying to keep my clearance.
You didn't say that.
That's how you hold them accountable. Hold your local government accountable. Be active. Everybody's caring about the president. I mean, get out of my face. It's so far removed from you, man. When's the last school board meeting you been to? Don't play me, play lotto. You know what I'm saying? Did you vote for the sheriff? He's one person you vote for that you have direct access to. But you want to tell me about foreign policy? Find Ukraine. Find Ukraine on a map. Find Syria on a map.
I think that actually, that's gonna be one of the polls. I'm gonna put how many people can actually point where the fuck is Ukraine on the map.
Yeah, find it. Why do we care about Ukraine? Do you know?
It's easy to. I'll tell you why. Because we internalize these things.
But
we
why,
take
as
them.
a nation, why does the people who are giving them billions of dollars care about Ukraine?
Because we internalize it. It's our in-group, and I take it personal. That's why I just watched 5 videos of Raiders fans fighting Chargers fans. It's like, you're not... You're not $1 million
and the people
player.
who are in charge understand that we are moved tribally. Do you think that billionaires are walking around talking about God bless America? No! That stuff is for us. That's so we can, they don't care about, you know why? The manufacturers don't, you can tell you they don't care. This ain't conspiracy theory stuff. This is real shit. Do you really think multi-billionaires and folks that are multinational companies care about Americans? Really care? Like, I wonder what the Americans are doing today. No. Or they would have left the factories here. They would have left their factories here. They moved them. Mm-hmm. Because that's what's easier. They do care about Americans. They're stockholders. Those are the Americans they care about. So those are the people who kind of guide decisions around here. So like I said, don't play me, play lotto.
I'm gonna tell you this. We're starting to do like street interviews. One of the next questions we're gonna do when you and I go out is we're gonna ask, do you support the war in Ukraine as an American? The people that say yes, we're gonna pull out a big ass map and we're like point Ukraine in a map, and then we're gonna see
Ukraine
that.
On there. It have no cities.
Yeah, you can have no cities on there. We're gonna find that map. Let
me ask you a question. How long we been in Ukraine?
Oh my gosh.
This not started, but when I became aware, I was still in the military. It was when Crimea started to happen.
Right.
It was when that I have been aware of 5 to 7 years.
All right. So you say 5 to 7 years we've been dealing with Ukraine. How long do you think?
Oh man, I don't even know.
I think this goes back.
You've been giving Ukraine money a long time. Let me ask you a question. We gave them Javelin missiles, fresh out the box, and they started using them next day. Any Javelin missile users out there? How long did it take you to learn how to use them? Fresh out the box, here's some Javelins. Thank you. Thank you very much. And they start shooting them.
That's his Ukrainian accent.
That means we've been out there.
Thank you very much. We love the Americans.
we love them. They were
we
great,
love
right?
these guys.
That's because we've been there training them for a long time.
Yeah.
It is more nuanced. If you look at it in a vacuum, I would, I'd be kind of pissed as well. If you I'm Russia and you put a NATO nation, you want to put a NATO nation against my border. Last time I had a nation that was against my border that didn't really mess with me, they ran up the Operation Barbarossa. You ran up in here, the Germans, right? So there is some history there.
Yeah, and you know, to close up at least this episode.
But I ain't pro Russian.
We definitely have to bring you back.
He is actually 104% Russian.
America.
we gotta bring you back. I know we ran out of time today. I know our followers are already gonna say it in the comments, like, oh man, like you guys gotta bring him back. We're definitely gonna have you back for as many sessions we want. We're definitely gonna do the other idea we've been talking about offline. But to close up, a lot of people always, specifically people that are in the military, right? I started getting this thought and mindset, because you know how we always get deployed, but it's a training exercise,
right?
To all of, like, let's say the Philippines, let's say South Korea, all of these places that our enemy does not look at it as a training exercise. They look at it as a show of force.
That's what it is.
Well, that's
100% what it is, right?
What it is.
It's 100% what it is, right? It's a show of force. And then, like you were saying, it's like, man, take out, you know, the American hat and just try to be like, if you were not President Putin or whoever the fucking Chinese president, Xi Jinping, I think, some shit like that is. It's like just a regular Chinese or regular Russian, and then all of a sudden you see in your news, even though their news system is also flawed, but you see like, damn, these people are right next door to me. Mm-hmm. As a Russian, as a Chinese person, as a whatever, North Korean, how would that make you feel?
Mm-hmm. I totally agree, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like
this, and as we close, I gotta say this because it's more nuanced. It's we like easy answers. We like stuff that we can chew on and don't have to easily digestible stuff. Mm-hmm. But what's going on in Russia and Ukraine is not easily digested. It takes work for you to be. Yeah. And you will always be like, right? You're gonna be doing both. What's going on in Israel and Gaza? These guys, but what about what was Israel doing? But what about what Gaza doing? What would you do if someone was here? Because I'll ask somebody in a minute. If where you from again, brother?
Central Valley.
Central Valley of what?
California.
Okay, so if you was in Central Valley, California, and we put all the half Italians in one area, right? Said y'all can only live here, and this is what your life is. You would probably.
Actually, that happened already in the United States with the Japanese in the Second World War.
Yeah.
In San Francisco.
But these are Japanese. California. These are Japanese that weren't born and conditioned in America. You're not gonna take a person that was born here, and socialized here and do that to them. There's gonna be some AR-15s grabbed, quick. They're gonna find some. They're gonna make them out of sticks. Because we don't play that, right? So if we, not saying we would be running up raping babies or whatever was going on over there. I'm not saying that. But we definitely be blowing up some gas stations. You definitely be doing something. It's just what it is. Yeah. You can't because
you laugh, but it's true.
So it's 100% true.
It's once you open your aperture,
never underestimate man's ability
to want to be free,
to do evil stuff.
Yeah, and do evil stuff to do it.
Exactly.
And so when you open your aperture, that's why I always say when you do the work, it gets hard. When you close the aperture down and you make it super myopic and you this is the thing, and if you mess with that thing that I believe in at all, you shake my inner narrative foundation and I can't deal. Because that puts other cracks in other foundations, right? So you know, the powers that be, and once again, I don't want to sound like, because like I'm looking for adrenochrome or nothing like that. But the powers that be would prefer us to be, right, red, blue, and that's silly. But one person smart, people stupid.
Mm. Well, guys, that brings us to the closure of this second episode. Lots to talk about. Definitely unusual. Usually, we talk about way more about your career. I feel that we didn't even. No, it's okay. Like these are meaningful conversations that people want to also hear and definitely want to talk about. I definitely appreciate you bringing the depth to the conversation that we brought, because. And that's what I love about the podcast. And that's why when people are so afraid, it's like, man, what are we going to talk about? Right? It's like, man, just let the conversation flow. I promise you that people are going to let us know if they like it or if they don't like it. And so far, we've gotten nothing but amazing feedback off of our guests. So thank you so much for coming in, Drew. Where can people find you at?
Don't give me your physical address.
I was about to say, yeah, I know, but Temecula most of the time. No, like online?
Online, yes.
You can find me at Coles Pop and Instagram. Coles, my boy. So Coles Pop and Instagram, or I'm TikTok. I'm always on there. Big Top 0699.
Okay, now something I want to touch. Now I'm sorry because obviously we're not recording another one, at least not today. So I want to make sure that I leave this. Now that you transition, do you have any plans lined up? Like, do you have like a job or anything like that? Yeah. Any specific industry that you're planning on going in?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay, military industrial complex. That's what I'm used to.
Okay,
it works, right?
Yeah. So I'm guessing like some type of contractor.
Yeah. So I won't say the company now online.
Yeah.
But I've had an offer already.
Okay, good.
So I'm gonna stay in the area for now. That's just gonna fund my commune, and then once I'm done making enough money, I'm gonna build a militia. I'm joking.
Interesting.
I'm joking.
I'm over here thinking about David Koresh.
I'm over here thinking. Do I still qualify? Do I still qualify?
Really, the only thing I care about is not having an 8th grader's beard and growing my hair out right now.
Got you.
So, and I'll be hitting the gym. I won't start work for another 2 weeks. So,
okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Just hitting the gym and relaxing a little bit, loving on my son, and just trying to make it day by day.
Awesome. Well, man, I know I'm gonna say it, but I don't really. You don't really need no new reinforcement. I know you're going to do great things now that you're outside of the military, brother. You're always welcome back on the podcast. I appreciate the support. And we'll definitely see you here very soon. Again, man. Yeah. So, Barry, where can people reach out to you?
You guys know where to find me at. Instagram at Bull5277. TikTok at Bull52772. Podcast is on YouTube. The link is in my bio on Instagram and TikTok. Click it. Go to the A to B podcast, hit the subscribe button, show your love, show some support. If there's somebody out there you think we should have on the podcast, let us know who that person is. We got the link. Hit it. Schedule a call. Fill it out. We'll see if you're a good fit. Click the link in my bio. Schedule a call. The call is free, and the change will last you a lifetime.
Guys, you guys know where to reach out to me. Ramos_Capital and all of my social media platforms. Make sure that you guys follow, subscribe, and comment on the A2B Podcast YouTube. Guys, this is brought by us to you. We are a podcast for the people, okay? And guess what? We have absolutely no sponsors. We have nobody that's tying us up on what we can and we cannot say. So make sure that you guys follow, and subscribe to every single one of our guest platforms, and we'll see you guys in the next one.